So let us recap what we have learned yesterday before we go to the application creation. Just quickly, I'll recap. So Pega decisioning versus Pega marketing we have seen. Pega decisioning has the features in order to identify the next best action. Pega marketing has the features in order to deliver the next best action. Next best action means the right offer to the right customer at the right time. Then we have seen what do you see? So then we have seen the portals. So we have seen CDH portal and Prediction Studio. CDH portal is used by both Pega marketing and Pega decisioning. Prediction Studio is used by Pega decisioning for analysis purpose. Okay, that's what we have seen right yesterday. Then we have seen the requirements. What are the requirements that you need to have in order to get started? You need to be at least Pega CSA knowledge should be there in order to learn Pega decisioning. Okay, so this is what we have seen, and we have thought to create a healthcare application from today onwards. So this is what we have seen yesterday. Okay, now let us get started with today's topic. Okay, now before we actually create decisioning application, what are the things that we need to consider? What is that we need to learn in the application? So how do we prepare the application? Let us see that. So this is what you need to do. Go to here. I'm going to log in now. Login ID is decisioning architect. Password is rules. Someone is saying that they are not able to hear. Guys, everyone can hear, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, maybe some issue with their network. Okay. Okay. So now, yeah. So before we actually create the application, there are something that you need to set up in the application. Okay. So what is that? Let us understand. So there are certain services which we need to enable. Okay. First point, before we actually create decisioning application, there are some prerequisites we need to do. We need to prepare environment. As part of environment preparation, we need to enable certain services. Let us see what are those services. First one is ADM. So ADM stands for Adaptive Decision Manager. Okay. Second one is DDS. DDS stands for Decision Data Store. Okay, I'll explain you what is the purpose of each and every service, how to enable this, everything I'll explain you. But I'm just telling you the service names. ADM, DDS, RTDG, that stands for Real Time Data Grid. Fourth one, Real Time. Fifth one is background processing. Okay, so these are the services which you have to enable in the application in order to get started. So what is ADM? ADM is Adaptive Decision Manager. This service is responsible for training adaptive and predictive models. So what are the models going to do? Yesterday I told you, right? Models are used for analysis of customer responses. Whatever the customer responds, in order to analyze the customer responses, models are used. So How will the model get the customer response? That is through ADM. Okay, ADM service will help the model to get the customer responses. So this service is very much needed for the models to work properly. Okay, so that is the purpose of ADM service. Next we have decision data store. So this decision data store is responsible for Cassandra database manipulation. So I'll tell you what is Cassandra. Cassandra is a database recommended for Pega decisioning projects. So we'll understand more about this later as we go through. But in order to insert the data, in order to retrieve the data, in order to delete the data from Cassandra database, you need to have DDS service enabled. Okay, you need to have this one enabled. First one is used for models. Second one is used for Cassandra database. Third one is used for all all real-time events, real-time containers, and real-time features in Pega decisioning. For that purpose, we need real-time data grid. So what is the meaning of all these things? We'll come to know later. And this is also same as above. And background processing, you already know, right? Background processing for agents, job schedulers, same thing which we do in Pega BPM. So overall, these services should be enabled for every Pega decisioning project. ADM, Adaptive Decision Manager, used to train models. DDS, Decision Data Store, used to manipulate Cassandra database. To insert the data, delete the data, retrieve the data, this service is needed. Real-time data grid and real-time for real-time features. Okay, so just remember these services. Now, how do we enable this service to the application or to the environment? Using node classification. Okay, so using node classification, you can do that. So basically, how do we see that is, go to the environment and go to the admin studio. So when you go to the admin studio, there is this option that is called one node running. So just click on this one node running. This is where you can see the node classification of your node. That means this particular node is classified with how many services. That's what you can see here. Okay, so there is only one particular node that is having the node type as universal. So there are two types of node classification: universal, second is manual. So if you have a single node, you can classify the node as universal. Universal means, what is the meaning of that? It means that run every Pega service on this particular node. That is the meaning of that. So whenever you say the node type equal to universal, it means that run everything on this particular node. Manual means you have to set it manually. Okay, set what service to run manually. So how do I set the service? Okay, how do I do that? So I'm just checking if I have this Pega installed. I don't think I have it here. So there is a specific path how to set this node classification. So basically what we are learning here is, first of all, for every Pega decisioning project, there are certain services that you need to classify to the node. Okay, node is nothing but what? Node is nothing but a server. If you go to the admin studio, you can see how many nodes are there. So if you go to the application and go to the admin studio, within the admin studio, you will be able to see how many nodes are there here. Okay, this is where you can see. If there is only one node, you need to set it as universal. If there are multiple nodes, you need to classify the nodes. So I'll just show you how to do that. You can do this in personal edition also. Okay, you can do this in personal edition also. So I'll just show you the path how to do that. Just you need to go to there is a path. Okay, set env file will be there. Okay, yeah, this one. This is the one. So just you can try as a practice today to classify the nodes with the services. So this is what you have to do. Okay, there is a particular file which is called setenv.bat. Okay, so in your personal edition folder, Tomcat folder, bin folder, there is a file called setenv.bat. Okay, so go to the personal edition, go to the Tomcat folder, go to the bin folder in that setenv.bat. Within this file, you can set dnode type. So there is a particular line will be there called dnode type. So that dnode type you need to set equal to like this. You need to set ADM, comma DDS, comma RTDG, comma real time, comma background processing. So like this, you need to set the node classification. That's what you have to do here. Okay, go to this path, go to the personal edition Tomcat folder, bin folder, setenv.bat. In that you set dnode type equal to like this. So that's what they are telling here also. Okay, that's what they are telling here also. Hyphen dnode type equal to background processing, comma web user. Like this, you have to set the node classification. After you do that, just save the setenv.bat file and restart your personal edition. That's it. See, anyways, I will share this notes to you. Okay, you can go through and you can run it also later. But just I am showing you. Just a minute. Okay. So anyone is having any confusion on this?
So on cloud environment, we won't be able to make these changes on the file, correct?
Yeah. So in your real-time project, you can send a mail to the administrator to do this. They will be able to do. Okay. So they have to log into the server and they have to do. You might not have access, or you can raise a ticket to Pega. You can raise a ticket to Pega systems, SR, right? You can create an SR. They will create it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So generally we don't do this in real-time projects, but just I'm showing you the backend. Okay. So first thing, we are preparing the environment to suit our requirement. As part of environment preparation, we have to enable all these services. ADM for training the models, DDS for Cassandra, RTDG for real time. In order to enable this, we have to do node classification. So this is how you do node classification. All right. Now, how do I verify whether this particular node classification has been done correctly or not? So what happens is after you restart the personal edition, then again do the same thing. Go to the admin studio, nodes, and check whether your names are coming under node type or not. After you do this, you come here. Here in the node type, you should be able to see whatever you have given. ADM, comma, RTDG, comma, DDS, whatever you have given, that should be coming here. That is how you verify whether node classification has been done or not. That is first step. This is first step. Okay, so first thing, I'm just making it proper. Okay, just I will make it it's better if I have notepad plus button. Yeah, from tomorrow I'll download notepad plus. Fine. So here I'm just giving environment preparation, enable the below services for decisioning. Okay, enablement of services. If it is a single node, you will set it as universal. If it is a multi-node, you have to give manually like this. Okay, you can check in your project also. If it is generally, every project will have multiple nodes. If there are multiple nodes, they will do it manually only, like this only they will do it. Okay, so this is how you can do it in your personalization. Then verification of node classification. Okay, verification of node classification. First step to verify is go to the admin studio, go to the nodes, check the node type. Okay, verification of node classification. How you do is, you go to the admin studio, go to the nodes, whatever the node type you have given, that should be coming here. Second thing, go to the dev studio, so within the dev studio, click on configure, then go to the decisioning infrastructure services. This is where you can see whether the services are running normally or not. Okay, configure decisioning infrastructure. Okay, I'll write it anyways. You can have these notes with you. Okay, no worries, but just I'm showing you decisioning infrastructure. If you come here, you can see decision data store status is how much? Normal. Adaptive decision manager status is normal. Real-time data grid status is normal. Everything should have status as normal. Okay, data flow also you need to check one by one. Background processing, everything you check one by one. Every single thing should have the status as normal. Okay, so again I forgot stream, just add stream also. Stream is for Kafka. Okay, for Kafka processing. Stream is for Kafka and queue processors. This also you need to do. Okay, so you can just set like this, comma, stream. So don't set it in capital letters, just give it like this. Okay, ADM, comma, DDS, comma, RTTG, real time, comma, background processing, comma, string. Like this you have to give. Okay, so just try this, go to this path, give these values, restart the personalization, verify whether it is coming or not. So first verification is in admin studio, second verification is in dev studio. So go to the dev studio and configure decisioning infrastructure. Every single service should have status as normal. Okay, every single service should have status as normal. That is how you can verify whether this particular service is running or not. If at all the status is not normal, if the status is not normal, what you can do? First step is restart the Pega server. I mean, in your case, reach out to admin team to restart the server. Okay, and verify whether node classification has any errors or not. That's what you can do. Okay. So in real-time project also we do the same thing. If at all you don't see normal, we ask for restart. Most of the time, while restarting, this will fix. Clear?
Yes.
Sorry, any question? Okay. See, this is the first step. What you have to do because your application, you can still create the application, but the problem is some of the features will not work. Like if this is not working, Cassandra will not work. If the adaptive decision manager is not working, the models will not work. So that is how you need to understand. The particular features will not work, which I told you here, right? Models, Cassandra, that particular feature will not work. So this is the first step of preparing the environment. What is the next step? Okay, what is the next step? Let us understand about Cassandra database. Okay, so I will just make it with headers like this. So tomorrow I'll show it in Notepad. So this is environment preparation, enablement of decisioning services. Okay, so as part of environment preparation, you need to enable this. How to enable this? That is what I have given here. Then, okay, fine. Then verification, how to verify whether they are running normally or not. So this is verification part. After you do the enablement, you have to verify whether everything is proper. Next, what is Cassandra database? So what is Cassandra database? Okay. So the Cassandra database, I told you, right, it is recommended. Cassandra database is a recommended database for all Pega decisioning projects. Okay. Cassandra database is recommended database for all Pega decisioning projects due to two reasons. Okay. What are those two reasons? See, we already have PostgreSQL database, which is installed, right? Pega data, Pega rules, everything is there already. PostgreSQL is database is already there. So why again Pega is recommending Cassandra database for two reasons. First reason is scalability. Second reason is availability. First reason is scalability. Second reason is availability. What is scalability and what is availability? So scalability means what? For example, um, performance of the database remains same uh, even with the huge amount of data, you can say. Okay, that means, for example, let us say the database is having only let us say 10 tables. Okay, then obviously performance will be very good. You will be able to retrieve the data very fast. Okay, you can get the data, you can delete the data, everything you can do it very fast. Let us say the DB having around 10,000 tables. Okay, then definitely there will be some issue. The retrieval might be very slow. because it will take a lot of time to run the SQL query in the Oracle database and traditional databases. But Cassandra database is not like that. Okay. It will provide you the same performance when it is having 10 tables or 10,000 tables also. Okay, so that is called as scalability. Scalability means as you increase the data, still the performance will remain intact. So that can be achieved with Cassandra because internally it will do some indexing on multiple nodes and like that it will do. Okay, it will index on multiple nodes so that retrieval will be faster. Okay, because data is present in multiple nodes, you can get the data from fastest node like that. So like that some algorithms are there. Because of that, scalability is achieved. Second reason is availability. Availability means during critical system failures also database data is available without failure. So it will guarantee you 99% availability is guaranteed by Cassandra database. That means even during your entire system is crashed, the data will be persisted. So it will guarantee that the data is not deleted or data is not gone. Okay, so you can still retrieve the data some way because of this indexing part only. It is indexing on multiple nodes. Definitely, most of the time, all of them will not go down, and even all of them will go down also. Internally, it will maintain the data. So, like this, due to this algorithms that it is having, this database is recommended. So, why can't we recommend this for Pega BPM? The reason is in decisioning projects, we completely interact with customers. We maintain customer data and customers products. All these things we maintain. Okay, because we are doing marketing here. Pega decisioning, Pega marketing, all that we are doing is we are doing promotion. We are marketing something, we are advertising something. So if you are doing that advertising and all that, we need the customer data. We need what is the customer information. What is his name? What is his phone number? What is his everything we need it. What are the customer products? All these things we need it. So that is the reason we need this Cassandra database. So we cannot afford to lose this information because this is very critical. But in traditional BPM applications, most of the time you don't need customer data, real customer data. Without customer data, with sample customer data also you can actually proceed. But here it is not like that. You are interacting with the customer. You have to maintain the customer data. For that reason, Cassandra database is the recommended approach. Any questions from anyone? Or any doubts?
This indexing on multiple nodes, I think we would need some more clarification just how it is done and how we are the
So
availability
basically,
of the data is there.
yeah, see, we have separate topic for Cassandra. Yeah, definitely we will learn in detail. All these things we learn in detail. Okay. But what I mean to say, decisioning project is not achievable with one node basically. Okay, you need to have at least it will recommend three nodes. Pega decisioning will recommend three nodes. So because then you can index it in three nodes. Okay, so what I mean by indexing is you will run the database on one node. Automatically, Cassandra will distribute or it will copy the same data in multiple nodes. Okay, using partitioning like that, it will distribute the data. So when one node is down, from another node you can get the data. So like that, retrieval will be somewhat faster. So when we come to the Cassandra topic, we will understand more about this. Okay. Now this Cassandra has two types of things. First one, we have internal Cassandra database. Second one, we have external Cassandra database. First of all, Cassandra database is a, you can say like it is by Apache. Apache company has manufactured this Cassandra database. Okay, Apache database, you can see. It is like a, I think NoSQL database. Okay, NoSQL database. Okay, so what is this internal Cassandra database, external Cassandra database? See, I told you, right? Cassandra database is recommended database for Pega decisioning, but it's not mandatory. Business can choose without this also, but Pega will recommend this. Automatically, uh, Pega will create Cassandra database when you create decisioning application. When you select one checkbox, automatically it will create. That is the internal Cassandra database. If you want to connect to external database, you can do that. That is the external Cassandra database. That's it. Not much difference. Okay. You can connect to external database also. That also we'll see it in the coming sessions. So this is about this Cassandra database introduction. First part is enabling the decisioning services, ADM, DDS, RTDG, real-time background processing stream. How to enable? You need to go to this path and you need to set the values like this, comma separated values. Then restart the server, you will be able to see the services are running. Okay. Second part of preparation is using the Cassandra database. What is Cassandra database? For two purposes, we need Cassandra because we are mainly connecting to the customer. We are storing the customer data, which is very critical information. For that purpose, it is recommended. Then the third part of preparation, the final part of preparation is identify the context. Okay, identify the context. So what is mean by this? So basically context means audience. Okay, so context means audience. Okay, context means audience. So basically here, what is the meaning of this identify the context? So we have to ask the business whether to whom they want to promote. First question is ask the business uh, to whom they want to promote. Okay, whether they want to promote to existing customers or whether they want to promote to new customers. New customers means they are not yet customers, they will need to create them like that. Okay, so this is first part. The reason why it is every business will have different types of customers. Like for example, uh, existing customers, and we have, let us say for example, leads who are not yet customers, and for example social media fans, social media users, they are also some type of customers, right? All these are called as context. Okay, this is called as context. Okay, context is nothing but audience. So here we have this is context 1, this is context 1, and this is context 2. Like that we can have multiple contexts can be there. You can have 10, 20 also you can have. So first we need to identify what is the context of the business. Context of the business means to whom they want to promote. Do they want to promote to the existing people who are already customers, or they want to promote to the new people who are interested in their business, like leads? So this is the first thing. So this we call it as primary context. Primary context means primary audience for my business promotion. That is called as primary context. Okay, So main focus, it's like something like my main targeted people, that is nothing but primary context. Okay, so here the business can tell whatever they want to do, like for example, my main focus customers are existing customers, like this. Then all the remaining context will be called as secondary context. Okay, for example, I have this context. Okay, I am just giving example, like I have existing customers, new leads, social media followers. This is the context 3. Like this I can have as many as I want, right? For example, app users, let us say this is the context 4, like this. So out of all this, there will only be one primary context. Okay, that is a primary audience for the promotion. All the remaining people, all the remaining are called secondary context. That is secondary audience for my business promotion. Okay, then finally there is third type, that is called associated context. Okay, first of all, context means audience here, and here there will be some slight difference will be there. Associated context means the associated data of that particular context. So what is mean by this? For example, after conducting the meeting with the business has mentioned existing customers is my primary context. That means I want to do promotion to existing customers only. Okay, this is my primary context. Now, associated context here means what are the products held by the existing customers? What are the services subscribed by the existing customers? So that means basically associated context means the associated information of that particular audience. Like for example, if you take a bank is saying existing customers are my primary context. Then what credit card the customer is having, what debit card the customer is having, what loans the customer is having, right? What housing loan the customer has taken. All this is considered as associated context. Okay, all this is considered as associated context. Okay, so this is what we have to identify here. So this is also called sometimes, not sometimes, every time it's also called as subject. Subject. Okay, generic name is called subject. Why we are calling it as subject means because we cannot tell a particular name. Okay, we cannot call customers as audience, then leads will be giving a different name. So generically, subject means also audience. Okay, subject means also audience. Okay, so that means the targeted users. The targeted users is called as subject or context. So we need to define what is the primary context, secondary context, and associated context. So primary context can only be one. Secondary context you can have as many as you want, can be multiple. At a given point of time, primary context will only be one. Secondary context can be multiple. We can switch the secondary context to primary context whenever you want, you can do that. But at a given point of time, only one primary audience will be there. For secondary context means you want to promote to these people later. They are not my main target. These are the main target. That is the meaning of that. Okay, associated data, that is associated context. What products they are having, what services that they are using, what is the internet plan that they have, all this is called as associated context. Okay, clear? So total 3 steps that you need to perform as part of environment preparation. First step is to enable the services, ADM, DDS, RTDG and all that by using this procedure. Second step, verify them. And the second step is Cassandra database. Whether you can recommend the business, it is up to the business. They want to use or not, their wish. But this is PEGA recommendation, not mandatory. So whether they want to use Cassandra database or not, then whether they want to use internal or external Cassandra database. Third one is identify the context. So as part of identify the context, we define what is the primary audience, secondary audience, and associated context. Okay, any questions on these three things? No questions?
No, Ravi.
Okay, fine. So then let us create the application. Basically, everything is configured here. So if you go to the decision data store and when you click on edit settings, this is where you can see the Cassandra data information, Cassandra connection information. Okay, I told you, right? Decision data store is directly connected to Cassandra database. So when you click on edit settings, you can see what is the Cassandra database information that is displayed here. All right. So what I will do, I will create the application. See, don't worry. I will share this notes to you. Whenever you want to practice, right? Just you open the notes and you can start practicing. Okay, everything I have documented in the notes. You'll also get PPTs also. You will get the recordings also. So whenever you want to practice, you can just open it and you can start doing. Fine. Now let us create the application. Application creation. Okay, application creation. So as we discussed, we are going to create the healthcare application. How to create an application here? What you have to do is same procedure for creating application. Click on the application name, then click on new application. Okay, that's what you have to do. Next, what you have to do is you need to select the option Pega Customer Decision Hub. Okay, then select Build with Pega Customer Decision Hub. So now there is a wizard actually. A very important thing that you need to remember here. This is introduced in current version only. Before it is not there. So previous to 8.8, you have to do something. Okay, for example, after creating application, we have to download car data model. Okay, car stands for customer analytics record. So what does this is? Basically what we do is, right, in previous to 8.8, we need to download this car data model. So if you search here, car data model healthcare Pega, you will be getting that car data model. You see this? This is the one. This is a component actually. This is a component. Car data model is a component. So what does this car data model component will do? You have to download and install this car data model. So what this will do is it will create all the data model, or you can say like create all the sample data model and classes for your application. Okay, that means when I install this particular component in my application, what happens is all the healthcare related properties will be created in the application. Healthcare related classes, healthcare related properties. What will be in healthcare? Like for example, patient name, medicine name, or medical record, has a disease, does not have disease. Like this, sample properties and sample data model will be installed. Okay, sample properties and sample data model will be installed. So this component will install the classes and also the data model for you, because you don't need to create everything from scratch. So like this car data model is there for every single industry, for healthcare, for finance, for telecom, everything is there. Just you need to search in Google and you can find it. So when you install it, some sample data will be created for you so that you can use the same thing. Okay, so that's what this will do. Okay, that is previous to 8.8. Okay, So basically there are two things, car data model and XCAR. Car means customer analytics record and XCAR means extended customer analytics record. So this is actually extended customer analytics record. So just don't get confused or shocked by these terms. So this is just nothing but customer data. Nothing simple. In simple terms, you can say some sample customer data. Okay. So related to your domain. Okay, related to your domain, some sample customer data will be installed. Okay. So that is the first thing. I mean, previous to 8.8. Then second thing is we should also we have to download and install one more thing that is called NBAD template. Okay, NBAD template. For example, I'm typing here NBAD template healthcare Pega. Okay, I'm just searching NBAD. So you see here, I got one more component. So what this NBAD template will do? NBAD stands for Next Best Action Designer. So again, don't no need to remember all these things right now. Okay. So first thing, you have to install this one first, car data model. Second, you have to install NBAD template. How to install means you have to download and you can go to application distribution import and you can import it. Now what this will install is it will install or you can say that it will create all sample what you say sample categories and sample offers. Okay, sample offers and you can say like sample strategies and all that. Okay, that's what this will do. See, the purpose of all this is you don't need to do everything from scratch. That is the purpose of having all these things. Okay, sample categories in the sense for healthcare related categories. For example, medicines. For example, let us say something like medicines, diseases, like this. Whatever is related to healthcare, that categories will be created. And sample offers means, for example, life insurance, free life insurance, free healthcare insurance, or 20% discount on medicine. Like this, some sample offers will be created and some sample categories will be created. So if you want, you can just simply customize the names and you can save as them. But you don't need to create everything from scratch. That is the purpose of these two things. First one is car data model. Second one is NBAD template. For every single domain, these two options are available. Now the very good thing or you can say like very advantage that 8.8 is having is from 8.8 onwards everything is installed by the setup wizard. Okay, it will create the application, it will create the Cassandra database, it will create the car data model, it will create the NBAD template. Everything will be done by the wizard only. Okay, everything will be done by the wizard only. You don't need to do anything, just you need to click on this button, that's it, nothing else. Okay, but this option is not there before 8.8. So let us see what happens. So I'm just coming here. This is the existing application, which is a sample application. I click on next. So let us give the organization name as ABC. I'm giving the application name as ABC Healthcare. Okay, just I'm giving, for example, ABC Healthcare. Now click on next. Now what is the type of this project? We discussed we want to create healthcare, right? So I'm selecting the type as healthcare. Now you can see, right, it is telling you since you selected healthcare, it is going to install the NBAD template, data model. You see, XCAR is going to be installed. All this is going to be installed by the wizard only. You don't need to do anything. Depending on the type of domain, automatically it will download the component and it will install the component. So which is very good thing because we used to suffer because you need to install so many things. in the previous versions. Okay, so first you have to install the data model, second you have to install the template before 8.8. Okay, so now where you want to store the data, just click next and start. That's it. Okay, so just you can click on start. So it will take some time, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes or even more, but the advantage is everything will be done and you will not get any errors. So whoever work in below versions, you will be suffering a lot while installing context dictionary, which is also the major important thing. So why we are learning all these types of contexts is because there is a particular feature called context dictionary. Okay, there is a feature called context dictionary. In this context dictionary, we have to define all the primary context name, secondary context name, and also associated context. All these things you need to define. That means in the context dictionary, we will mention, okay, this is my primary customer class. This is my primary customer class name. This is my secondary context class name. This is the associated context that they are having. All these classes you have to create. You need to create the table. You need to store some customer data, and then you need to mention. So this is a lot of time taking process basically. Context dictionary itself is time taking process. Now the advantage of this wizard is this context dictionary also it will be creating for you. Okay, it will create the data model, it will install the data model, it will install the template, it will install the context dictionary, everything will be done. So we'll come to know what is context dictionary. I'll explain you, but just see the wizard here. It is doing everything, creating the application, initializing the repository, storing the repository. You see, applying the data model, car data model. I told you, right? This is the car data model. It is installing here itself. Okay. So just you can relax because ideally it will not give you any errors. It will do its work. Okay. You see, this is the one car data model which it has downloaded and it is already defining that. Okay. So it will take some time, but meanwhile, any questions from anyone? So just to reiterate what we have done today. So just I have told you how to prepare your environment before you actually create the application. So you need to do something, right? That is the preparation here. First thing is you have to make sure all the services are enabled or not. Okay, because each and every service is responsible for a particular feature. You have to make sure whether the services are enabled or not. Verify whether the status is normal or not. Then you have to check with the business. What you have to do is you have to check with the business, like you can send an email or you can have a meeting and you can tell them Cassandra is recommended by the Pega decisioning Pega. Do you want to use it or not? Then you will tell what are the advantages of having Cassandra. Okay, then if they want to use, that is well and good. Otherwise, their wish. We cannot force them. We just mention that this is the recommendation for Pega decisioning. Why? Two reasons are there: scalability and availability. As the data is loading and loading, performance will still remain same. Availability, even during maintenance time also, still you can get the data. That is the two reasons why we need Cassandra. Third one is to whom you want to promote. Do you want to promote to existing customers you have, or you want to increase your customer database by promoting to new people? Okay, like whoever is not customer, or you want to promote to social media, you want to promote to app users, like whom you want to promote, that information you need to gather. And if they say existing customers, where is the data? You need to get the data, right? So this will be given by the business to you. Okay, what is the customer data? How many columns are there? How many records are there? How to get the data? All these things you need to gather. Okay, all these things you need to gather. Then the final step is creating the application. after you gather all this information. So this is like a preparation work that you need to do, and then you can go with the application creation. So you see here, save context dictionary. So this only will take lot of time. If you are doing in below 8.8 version, at least you will spend 1 week of time or 3 to 4 days of time on this. Okay, because it will give you a lot of errors. Okay, but the advantage is everything is automated now. So what is this context dictionary? So this context dictionary, the purpose of this is to define the primary context, secondary context, and associated context. So once you define it here, every time you promote, in marketing, uh, we don't need to specify to which context, which customer, okay, which customer you want to promote, what is their email ID. Like this, you don't need to specify, okay, because you are doing some promotion. Everything you are doing here is promotion. Let us say you are promoting some laptop, then it will not ask you every time which customer, which context, what is his email address, what is his phone number, what is his name. Nothing it will ask, okay, because directly it will look at context dictionary. Okay, if you are trying to promote 100 times, if you are not having this feature, it will ask you 100 times what customer, what is his email address, all these things. But if you are having context dictionary, simply you just select, okay, this customer, this is the context type, then it will automatically send to that people. Okay, and you will define the email address is present in this property, mobile number is present in this property. So it will not ask you every time like what is the email, what is mobile, like that. So this is like a heart of your decisioning, where you will store the context information, so that all the marketing features will use the data from this place, and it will come to conclusion, okay, email is present in this property, I need to select that property, like that. It will automatically know that. So that is the purpose of this context dictionary here. So are you getting or not? Okay, anyways, I'll show you. Once application is created, I'll show you how it looks like. So any questions, guys, just let me know. I think we are done now. 50% is done. Okay, 50% is done. You see, I told you, right? The car data model will create some sample rules. So all these are the sample rules that it is creating. Sample models, sample strategies, and all that. If you do manually, it will take some time, and sometimes you get error also, but here it will handle the errors automatically. Okay, I think it might be extended sometime, so just bear with this wizard. We will complete the wizard and we'll go. Yeah, any questions, just let me know. Like you're having any doubts on this preparation, let me know.
Hi. For the healthcare domain, what would be the associated context?
For healthcare domain, see, associated context can be like what medicines that they are having, right? For example, what disease he's having. Okay, for example, if you take a customer one is having some disease. So anything the customer is having, that can be associated context. Like what disease he is having, what medicines he has taken in the past, what surgeries have he has done. Okay, that means what surgery he got before. The reason why we need associated context every time, everywhere. If you take a, for example, e-commerce company, okay, e-commerce company, let us say you are promoting to existing customers. The existing customer associated context is laptop. That means the customer one is already having some Dell laptop. You are promoting a Dell laptop campaign is happening, then you need to know whether the customer is already having Dell laptop or not. So that is the reason associated context is very important, because we cannot promote the same Dell laptop to a customer who is already having Dell laptop, which is not a good way of promoting. Okay, So that's not a good way of promoting. So we need to know what customers are already having, what products they have, what services they have. So anything, every business, something will be there for the customer. So if nothing is there means he might be a new customer. Okay. So that is the reason based on the existing products we do the promotion. Okay, clear on that?
Yeah, thank you.
So now it is actually installing the NBAD template. So like I told you, right, NBAD template means it will install some sample offers and sample categories and all that. So one more advantage is this context dictionary, which I told you, right? Context dictionary will contain what is the customer class, where the customers are present, what is the customer email ID, phone number, in which property it will be present. Everything will be there in that. You don't need to configure this context dictionary in every environment. After you configure it one time, it will create a product rule for you. Okay, that product rule you have to deploy to higher environments. So this is like a one-time job. You don't need to do this all the times. Okay, only one-time job. So that's what it is doing. It is installing NBAD template now. So we'll wait for 5 minutes. Otherwise, I will continue the setup from my side. You all guys can drop off. Okay. So let's wait for more 5 minutes. That's it. Okay. So successful. So we have completed the application creation now. And if you want to download the log, you can download it. Otherwise, you can proceed to the CDH. So we will just understand this setup tomorrow. Okay, we'll go through the setup and we'll understand the application tomorrow. But the application has been created successfully, the healthcare application. So we'll continue tomorrow and we'll understand what is created in the application, how to get started, what you need to do first in the application. All these things we'll be seeing tomorrow. So any questions before we close? So just we have seen three things: how to enable the services, and how to classify, verify the services. Then what is the purpose of Cassandra database, and what is context dictionary, primary context, secondary context, and associated context. So then we started the setup wizard. Anyone want to talk before we close now? Okay, if nothing else, then we'll resume tomorrow, same time, 7:30. So we will see how to get started with this application. Okay, ABC Healthcare. See you then, same time, 7:30, same link.